What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's actually been a while. I know if this is your first video on the channel, you have no idea who I am, but it's been a while since I've uploaded just because I've been busy running around working and doing all sorts of things. But I've got another pretty cool product to showcase to you guys. One that was actually sent to me by the company, and that company is iVANKY. iVANKY? I'm gonna go with iVANKY. iVANKY was kind enough to send me one of their dock solutions specifically made for Macs. They're M1s, M2s, M3s, whatever. And this is the one they sent me, the FusionDock Pro 1 Plus. And I've been using it for probably a good solid like 2-3 weeks now. And so it's pretty plugged into my workflow, so I've got a pretty good grasp on how this thing actually performs, and I've been really pleased with it. All that being said, even though iVANKY sent this product to me, I told them I'm gonna be completely honest in my reviews, and no money was exchanged. So whatever I say is my honest review on this product. You're getting the real deal. With all that being said, let's jump into the features of this power dock. And here's everything you can expect to find in your box when you get your package. First off, front and center will be the unit itself, your FusionDock Pro 1 Plus, along with your power adapter, as well as your AC cord, and a pretty decently long Type-C cable that you can use to plug in the unit itself to your MacBook. Aside from that, there's a few manuals, but that's pretty much everything you're gonna get in the box with this thing. The FusionDock Pro 1 Plus comes with a plethora of different ports for you to utilize. One of the main things on here is you've got 3 4K up to 60 Hertz HDMI ports that you can use for your workflow, which is huge and solves a big problem when you're working off of MacBooks. Alongside those, you've got 2 other USB ports, a 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port, and your 20 volt DC port, which is what you're gonna power this thing with. On the front, if you will, you've got the main power button, which lights up. You've got a 3.5mm headphone jack for any headsets that you might wanna plug in, a micro and full-size SD card slot, 2 more USB Type-A ports, and then 2 USB Type-C ports, one of them being a 20 watt, perfect for fast charging your phone. On the side, you've got a Kensington, I think, is it Kensington? The lock thing? I don't know. You've got that on the one side. And then on the other side, you have a USB-C port that you're gonna use to plug this whole thing into your Mac. Overall, you got ports galore on this thing. There's a lot more than I really need myself. Whatever problems you may have been running into with lack of ports on your MacBook, this thing is gonna solve that quite easily too. Now, in terms of the build quality, most of it is plastic. And if I'm being honest, it doesn't feel like the most quality thing in the world. That being said, it does have a decent amount of weight to it, and it's got some rubber feet on it that makes it grab onto whatever desk you're gonna put this on. So even though the materials might feel cheap, still overall feels like it's decently made. In terms of the looks, it looks slick. I think it's gonna plug in pretty nicely to whatever setup you have. And no matter where you decide to put it, whether it's, forward, back on your desk, it's gonna look pretty decent. It's gonna look a lot better than like one of those dongles just hanging off your laptop or something. So far, the brands that have reached out to me to send me products to make videos on have been brands that have products that I've been looking at. Maybe not their exact one, for instance, iVANKY. I've been looking at getting some kind of like dock station or whatever, because I was running out of ports on my MacBook. And I knew that there was one of those things where like I eventually will need to get one. I just didn't really know where to go to get one or which ones are good quality. So when iVANKY approached me about sending me one of theirs, it all worked out, and pleasantly surprised, I've been really pleased with it. And actually one of the biggest issues that this has solved for me personally, and I don't know if anyone else has experienced this in the realm of MacBooks, but for some reason, whenever I have an external monitor hooked up via HDMI display port, didn't matter what it was, just whatever, and I turned off my MacBook or had it sleep like overnight or something, sometimes when I'd come back to it and I'd turn my MacBook on, raise the lid or whatever, the display port or the HDMI, the external monitor, just would not turn on. It would be on, but my MacBook wouldn't register it as a secondary monitor or a secondary screen. So what I'd have to do is I'd have to unplug the HDMI from the monitor first, then unplug it from my MacBook, plug it back into the monitor, and then plug it back into my MacBook. That was the exact way that I had to do it in order to get my MacBook to register the other screen. And I've looked into this issue before, and it seems like a few other people have had that issue, but it's not necessarily something that has like an easy fix. So it was something that just kind of seemed like, yeah, it's gonna happen, and unfortunately there's really no work around it. The workaround that I have found though is this dock. So with my monitor plugged into the dock and the dock plugged into my MacBook, I don't have the issue of having to unplug everything. Now, sometimes I will turn on my MacBook and it won't register at first, but all I have to do is turn the power button on the dock off and then turn it back on, and then boom, it registers. So that's a lot easier than unplugging HDMI ports and all that. So that has actually been a very pleasant surprise. So if you guys are experiencing that same problem, I can confirm that this actually does help quite a bit with that. And I could have just been missing something completely and making my life a whole lot harder, but I tried looking into it, tried a whole bunch of different things, bunch of different cables, HDMI ports, display ports, whatever. It would still happen all the time. Not anymore with this. This has pretty much fixed that. But anyways, now that you've gotten a good look at the dock itself, I would like to show you how I've actually plugged it into my workflow and how I'm using it currently. And to be honest, I'm probably using it in a way that's so aesthetic that you guys are you're not even gonna believe it. It's probably just gonna absolutely blow you away. There she is. That is the iVANKY FusionDock Pro 1 Plus. In all seriousness, the main reason why it's back there right now is because I'm actually going to rework my desk just a little bit, and I will probably implement it on top somewhere, most likely there. Get my focus back, most likely right there. But I don't know, it's gonna go somewhere here. Currently right now, this is the desk setup that I'm rocking. I have my laptop on a laptop stand right here. And so what it's done for me specifically so far is I don't have the best storage setup right now. I just have a lot of those little like Samsung T7 drives. Here, there's one right here that you can kind of see, and then there's one right there that you can see. So, and then I have another, I have Velcro on the back of this, and I have them right here too. So I just have a bunch of these SSD drives, and until I consolidate, I would love to put together some kind of NAS system. I've been doing a lot of research into that. So if there's a company out there that does NAS systems that wants to send me one to make a video on, feel free, be my guest, because they're not cheap. But until I can do that, this is kind of what I'm rocking. So right now, just to keep things kind of nice and streamlined, they're back in behind everything, just to keep it a little bit clean on this upper part here. So it's all still a big work in progress, but for now, the FusionDock is back there, just kind of serving its purpose in darkness, but it is doing what I need it to do. One of the main pluses is that I don't have to run the HDMI cable all the way onto this side. I can just run it down there and keep things nice and streamlined, and I only have to have 2 USBs hooked up at one point. The second one being my card reader. I have a Type A card reader right there that I have plugged in at all times. But everything else is plugged into the iVANKY FusionDock, which is this one right here, and it runs all the way down there. And another thing that's really cool is that their cable is long enough to, if you can see it, to run all the way down and plug into that. So, but yeah, that's the current workflow. That's how I have it set up right now. And for now, it's serving me quite well. So there you guys have it, the FusionDock Pro 1 Plus by iVANKY. Huge shout out to iVANKY, I hope I'm saying your name right, for reaching out to me and sending me this product to try and make a video on. It actually has really helped me and increased my workflow these past few weeks, and I've been super pleased with it. And I encourage you guys, if you are looking for some kind of pro level dock like this for your own workflow, definitely check this one out and give it a try. We have officially hit 500 subscribers, and I cannot thank you guys enough for leaving comments, likes, being interested in my content. It means the world to me. So I can't thank you guys enough for 500 subscribers. That's the first level of like monetization. We're halfway to 1,000. Once I do hit 1,000, I've actually got a really fun giveaway I'm gonna announce in my next video. So stay tuned for that. We are far from done. We're just gonna keep climbing that ladder. If you guys did enjoy the video, go ahead and give it a like down below, comment, share it, and as well subscribe to stay tuned for that giveaway coming up. And as always, a special thank you to those of you who stick around for the full video. You are always my favorites. Now get out there and create something yourself. I'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah.